Every rider has a date that will forever live in their memory, a day that defines their career. For Keagan Girdlestone, that date is June the 5th, 2016. And it's one that is now immortalised on his body, with a tattoo on his arm and a scar on his neck.
I don't remember seeing anything, but I remember feeling like liquid running down my neck, and I remember hearing the spectators saying piano, piano, piano. I do remember waking up for the first time though. I had no idea what was going on. I just remember seeing doctors and my mom and dad and my agent Robbie Hunter standing in my bed.
From that hospital bed on Italy's Adriatic coast, the 19-year-old Girdlestone started to piece together how his race in the Coppa della Pace had come to an end.
There was just something wrong with my front wheel. So I stopped and I just sorted it out and got back on the bike. And I'd lost probably a good minute or so. So I was chasing back really hard. And from there on, it's kind of blurry. I think I was looking down. I was just going really hard to get back on. I looked up and all of a sudden I just saw the car and then blacked out. Firstly, I obviously severed my carotid carotid artery and my jugular vein. I then severed my brachial plexus, which is the bunch of nerves that control like my arm and the muscles in there. So my biceps was completely paralyzed, but now there is some movement. I paralyzed the right vocal cord, so I've only got one that's working. That also seems to be coming back a bit slowly. There was no blood going to the brain for about 2 hours, so I suffered several strokes. So the left side of my body doesn't work like it should or used to.
Despite such a horrifying list of injuries caused by Girdlestone's trip through a team car's rear window, the South African had cheated death. But from that first point, the mountainous challenge that was facing him soon began to hit home. Before the crash, he'd been a prodigious talent within Dimension Data's Continental Development Squad. Now he was facing the fight of his life just to return to normality.
To me at the time, or at all, I never went through the thought process, I might never be able to talk again or think, because I could do that. But at one stage I was like, geez, walking's going to be quite a challenge. Because at the time I couldn't even sit up, so I was a bit, that started to play on my mind a bit. I moved to a rehab centre in Ferrara, so there they started doing quite a lot of physio work. I remember doing so many hours of just physio every day, and I was wrecked. I was struggling to sleep at night, and then I'd have to wake up and just deal with chronic fatigue all the time. But I had to do the work as well, otherwise I wouldn't get out. And to me it was about doing the hard work so I could actually get home.
By August, Girdlestone could make that emotional return to his home of Christchurch in New Zealand, welcomed by a traditional haka performed by students of his old high school. At last, the steps back to the bike could begin, and through social media, he invited his supporters along to take those steps with him.
I am the Terminator.
I got back on the bike initially on an indoor trainer, and that was good to be pedaling again. But the first day I got back on the bike, I was just wearing normal clothes. I had my trainers on, and I had Dad right next to me, like I was learning how to ride a bike all over again. And I remember feeling like I can do it still, but I was real shaky at the time.
A return to his previous strength for now feels a long way off, but he has determination to defy the odds and fulfill a typical dream for any cyclist.
I've improved a heck of a load since I got back. I could only ride at about 60 watts at the beginning, or actually about 40, at about 140 heart rate, and now I'm up till about 180 watts, and that's in like 2-3 months. So the one motivation is to achieve your dreams. The other one is to just live your normal life, about like sitting and lying in bed all for the rest of your life, or being able to actually get up and walk around and live again. Kind of set my goals and my dreams at doing the Tour de France. I was hoping I could maybe one day win it, so a lot of people tell you can't do it, it's impossible, but I believe it's still a possibility to do the Tour de France. And I guess it's just about being persistent, being patient, and working hard at getting back to the level I believe I can get back to.